tunesliberia.com.
Yeah.
Exclusively at tunesliberia.com.
D12 on the beat.
If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your bone, you are nobody. They will know everything about you more than you know yourself. Yeah. They will talk just to bring you down. They will spread all your bad news more than they spread your good news. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Oh, see, let them do the talking again. See, I will do the bluffing, yeah. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your boom, you are nobody. If you like it, you can hire your own there just to make it juicy. If you like, you can pour your own there just to make it spicy. I know you like the cheese and you like the fries too. Sugar in the tea, cocoa in the coffee, anything you want to say. If they can talk about Jesus Christ, they can talk about Moses, they can talk about Abraham. Who they can talk about you? Tell me. See, and I had to explain it. And I had to justify. And I had to convince you. Please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your boom, you are nobody. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it.
Exclusively at tunesliberia.com.
Well, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And today is the 8th of the 11th month for 2022. And that is November 8th, 2022. And we have a house full. The Lord Paul Chilpley is there in the UK. Orita Menon from Sweden, and I'm from Norway, Linford Goa. So let us say welcome to you guys. Let's start with the only lady, Orita. How's your day faring?
Hi, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
We're great. Paul, you are muted.
Good evening. Can you share the link with us? Because I get it, it's not going through. Can you share the link so we can be able to share it while we play another intro?
Okay.
If you can send it to me, then Yeah, it's not on Facebook.
Okay.
It's only on YouTube.
Yeah, I think what we do here is I'm going to paste the link in the private chat. You can probably copy from there.
If you send it then, because the other link is people not picking up, so we can then share what we put on another intro.
Do you see it?
You sent which private?
You can, Rita, you can also copy.
No.
You didn't see it in the private chat?
No.
I want
The
to
private chat, the thing is, you need to send it to the WhatsApp so you can pick it from there, because it's on the private chat.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. But let's be playing some music. Why?
But the one you put in the private chat is the StreamYard link. It's not the
Facebook.
You want the Facebook link.
Okay, yeah, it's so good I wouldn't piss it. But
it's not on. So
I'm copying the link. I'm copying the link from up here.
That's the StreamYard link. We send it up, people will join. It's not Facebook.
Can you click on it on your device and see?
It's in the private. That's the StreamYard link you sent for the show tonight. That's the one you get.
No, that one is Ismail.
But then how come?
If you get your phone, when you get a notification on Facebook, just copy that link and send it.
Okay, hold on. My phone is on the other side. Let me go get it. So let me play Takunche.
Yeah.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then still they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for us. With the promises that let us do all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can you lie? Why can you steal? Why can you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we both tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the ball. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that let us do all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can you lie? Why can you steal? Why can you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we both tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the ball. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for us. the promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the tendencies to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we both tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not do. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we both tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not to corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at.
Well, Paul, I sent you the link on from YouTube. I sent it to you. I can watch it on YouTube, so I send it to you.
That's what I noticed. I can watch it on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. That's what I was saying to you.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could say it on your Facebook. But they will not get it from here. That's what I mean.
That's what I kept saying from the start.
It says
you
are live. Yeah. On Facebook,
you are live. You are live, but it's not on Facebook. It's only on YouTube.
But the Facebook won't say you are live, and the YouTube won't say you are live.
Yes, it says you are live, but you cannot see it on Facebook. That's what I keep saying.
I don't know what. Let me see.
Yeah,
It says view on Facebook. It says view on Facebook. Continue on Facebook. Let me see what I did last night. Yeah, it's on the Facebook.
If it's on the Facebook that you seeing that link, then send it. We share it. That's what I keep saying because we cannot see it on Facebook.
Okay.
Instead of YouTube link, send a Facebook link.
Okay. Should I send it? Should I send it in the private chat?
No, send a WhatsApp, then we'll pick it up from there and then be able to share it. We can probably
then I
will not
need
be able
to-
to copy.
Yeah, on our pages.
Send a WhatsApp, then we'll pick it up from there and then be able to share it. We can probably will not be able to copy.
Yeah, on our pages.
Okay. Because the thing is, I have to. Okay. I gotta send it to myself, and then go get it from somebody. Use my phone. That's why. Okay. So,
You got a media full info?
yeah. Now I'm watching it from the Facebook. So let me go. Let me go send it.
While we wait for info, we play this music.
TonesLiberia.com.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Exclusively at TonesLiberia.com.
D12 on the beat.
If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. Nobody. If nobody chewing your bone, you are nobody. Nobody. They will know everything about you more than you know yourself. Yeah. They will talk, they will talk, they will talk, just to bring you down. Yeah. They will spread all your bad news more than they spread
You are muted, Linfa.
You hear me now? Yes, I think it's a tough evening, but we're getting there a little by little. To our viewers, we're having some technical glitches, and we're trying to get over it on Facebook. So we try to share the link. So if it comes in your messenger or on your Facebook, just try to share it as well. And so then we get going. But I don't know, Paul, how is it going from your end there? I mean, with the sharing and stuff like that.
Well, it's going well, and because we've been having problem with Facebook, so just a test trial today, and then hopefully by Saturday everything will be on course.
Great.
Yeah,
and that's what we look forward to.
That's right.
And so, like you heard Paul say, it's not our fault. It's Facebook that is doing something we don't know, and so we are now connecting as we normally do. But we're trying to share it. So if you do receive invite from us, from Bottom Line team, just click on it, and then you can further share it to your contacts. And this evening we'll be here discussing some good issues, though our audience is not what it should be. But we hope that we can try our best. And as you see on the screen, of course, you see Orita Menom. She's well prepared, but looks a bit disappointed because of the technical the technical issue. And these things do happen. We've got no control over Facebook. Facebook is a media entity that has its own wills. What they want to do, they do, and stuff like that. But I mean, we can only hope that we use the facility like we should use it. So I don't know. Should we take a few? Should we take a look at a few things before we can actually go into the program, guys? Because as it stands, I think the viewers themselves will be finding it difficult to get on. So, yeah. So probably we look at on the screen here. We'll be putting some of Mr. Cummins' vision. And so we hope we can get our viewers to come on.
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weah administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Well, that was Mr. Cummings. So let's say welcome to our viewers. If you just joining us, we'd like to say this is the bottom line Liberia. We kind of struggling with the technology, but we're getting there. And please help us to share the video to your own contacts. And Paul, I think we're getting there little by little. So tonight we'll be discussing a number of issues, okay? And probably we wouldn't be that long like we normally do, because this is, in a sense, a test run since we started facing problem with the Facebook. But just before we go into our discussions, what does the weather look like in the great UK?
Well, Linford, we'll learn how to, before first I'll say welcome to Otterland, our viewers. We had a fantastic summer, and the summer ran as far as October ending. So the English weather decided now this time to show face. So it started with heavy rain. The past 2 weeks now, it's been raining and it's actually freezing now. So the umbrella, the rain, the cool fingers, everything now in place. So yes, it's terrible here. And I guess the same at your end.
Well, let me go to Orita first, because I don't want to tell you what's happening here yet.
Okay.
I mean, on my end, the weather is not bad. It's not bad at all. Just a little rain, but the snow hasn't surfaced yet.
Well,
Not from what I saw
on
your
my
page
Facebook
today.
page. Go ahead, Orita.
No, I'm done. I said not what I saw on your page today concerning the snow.
If you go on my page, you're gonna see that stuff, and I tell you, it happens like it's hanging, and somebody just is in the suitcase, and somebody get empty, and it will come down like that. But this is us, the Vikings. We here in the north, and of course, Orita is not too far from us, so she knows what we're talking about. But the winter is here finally. So let's say formally welcome to all of you that are joining us. Sorry for the little delay, but things are on course. So Paul, tonight we'll be looking at President George Weah Weah straight out of Liberia. He's currently in Egypt as we speak. If the itinerary will hold, we understand he left on the 1st of November, and today being the 8th, that's about 8 days, one week now plus. And he's on a trip out of Liberia. And this issue has been discussed almost in every home, every office, every street corner, every social media, and everywhere. So it has become trite. Or in other words, the whole topic has become useless, tired to talk about. But, normally, like I say, if you tell somebody, if you give the picture of an elephant to 100 people to describe, everybody will describe it in a very different way and unique way from how they see it. So we, in our own efforts, will try to throw light on the president's travel. So that's one of the first things we'll be talking about. And the second thing we'll talk about, those are trending issues, is the JMB Snowe saga, where Snowe was, should I say, pushed to the wall to come and review certain information that happened, or certain conversation that took place between them in private or through messages. and then the public got to know. So we'll be talking about that also. But let's Orita, you are a lady. I guess ladies need special attention. In a sense that if you are married, you get your husband is in a home, and your husband just decide to leave, even if you say, darling, I'm coming back, but he just leave and go for this long that you don't expect him to go, even if he want to dig diamond. You know that when he comes back, you'll bring peg or diamond, but you'll still be concerned. But why my husband just going this long? And the same thing to us men too. Your woman, by the time your woman are leaving, by the time she steps out of that door, you start thinking, thinking all kind of way. So then we the citizens of Liberia, we are like either the husband or the wife that one of the partners is leaving to go. So let's say we are the wives. So the husband is leaving to go. Now, the question is, this length of time that the president will be away for, is it troubling? I mean, you look at it from your own individual, perspective. Rita?
I mean, I think I would start by saying that Liberians, I don't think they understand or know the meaning of living in a democratic society. And with that, I mean that if a president decides to go away for that long, it should be on a mission that will bring back, like you said, when the father leaves the house, even to go and hunt or fishing, even if it takes long. But when that father is coming back, the mother knows that, if he's a fisherman, the mother knows that, I will fry fish. I will dry my fish. He will bring a lot of stuff. And the kids know they will eat pepper soup with fish, fried fish, or fish in any form. So for me, if a person is just living like Joshua is doing, just leaving to go watch the football, the World Cup, and just jolly, I think it's so disrespectful to the Liberian citizen. I mean, to the people of Liberia. And they just sit there as, but this is something normal. That's why in the beginning I used the sentence that, at times Liberians don't know the meaning of living with, true democracy. And for me, I just feel like our country is just in such it's like a circus. In that circle, you just feel like the Liberian people are there. Some willingly and some they don't want to be there, but they're just there clapping for every bad show that is, being put up by the circus directors.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I have to, chip in with.
Paul, our president is on a tour, and of course, we'll be looking at the importance of the tour later on. But I mean, the length of time the president is away. If this was somebody that lives in the house with you, and the person is just leaving, going for that length of time, how will you feel? What will run to your mind?
Well, man, Default, that's a good question though. You leave your family at home, they don't have food, there is no electricity, nothing, and you decide to go away for that length of time, 8 weeks or 7 weeks, and they are hungry. So as a father, what sort of father are you in the first place that you leave your children behind, your wife behind, hungry? What kind of father are you? So in the case of this president going, there's the situation will rest on the ground. We have problem with the voter registration. We have problem with the censor. There's a lot of issues that are on the ground. And then he walk away and go for jelly for 6 weeks and based on also on taxpayer money. So the men don't give a damn of that country. That's how I see it. This is the man that go to his studio and record music, spend 6 months to record music while the people are crying. He don't give a damn. So that's the kind of man he is. So he's just a bad father. That's the short description I can give. A very, very bad father that left his children hungry and gone on jelly.
Okay. But somebody will say that maybe when he comes back, he will come with something. So whether he stays there for so long, but at least when he brings something back, it's okay.
Well, the thing is, the former president, I refer to Ellen, she did a lot of traveling on her administration, but if Ellen going to address some occasion, she spent 2-3 days, she back in Monrovia, she back in the country. No president will leave that unless it's a medical reason they went for treatment, and that's absentee, right? Somebody will take charge. But he's going here, he's going there. It's all about going places and on taxpayer money, because some of the places that he go will not even bring anything. This man going to France twice. Then he goes to the US. Then he go Qatar, where he'll spend 9 days to watch football. All that is on the expense of the people of Liberia. So look at it. He gone to Morocco for just 1 day forum. He there for 7 days. What the investment he's going to bring from Morocco? From Morocco, he goes to the how they call it, the global, how they call it, the climate change conference.
Yeah,
that's where people, a lot of leaders going to meet to decide what to do with climate change. So it's important he go. After that, he flies to Paris for what? And the public is not aware of the trip, the budget they running on, no one knows.
And this is my thing right there, because I remember from time immemorial, from the time we were boys growing up, whenever the president travels, first they will name the delegation on the president's trip. They will also give the ETD, that is the estimated time of departure, and then they will also give the estimated time of arrival. Okay, and when he will be at so time, the entire itinerary, which will hear on ELBC. I mean, normal day. But this one is so strange that the president is traveling, and not the Ministry of Information, not anybody from the Ministry of Information, but the former Minister of Information, who is now the Commissioner of the Maritime Affairs, will be the one, when he's already on the trip in Morocco, will be the one to begin to explain to the Liberian people. So what happened to the Information Ministry, that has a minister with 2 or 3 deputy ministers? What happened to the press secretary himself? Because they post something on the website about the president's trip, but when they saw the public outcry, right away they took it down from the executive mansion website. So, and then until now, the Information Ministry or the Minister proper has not said anything. It's only the people in the immediate surrounding of the president that are trying to defend, and even their defense is concocted with a lot of lies. They cannot say the budget that the president is traveling on. I find it disturbing. So, but the biggest question right here, I think that I would like to pose for us to discuss is, do we really expect anything from this trip? I mean, we don't know the answer, but we just speculate, judging from past trips that the president have made. What do we expect, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, let me come in. You remember Mobile Molu, the party chairperson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually when the president travels, he come back home with goodies. That goodies is for himself, not for the country. So this is model was his own words. The ruling establishment party chairman. The president travel, he bring back goodies, it going into his pocket. So do you expect that even he brings something, the country will benefit from it? The answer is no. If you can leave your children hungry, there's no rest in Liberia, and you travel for 8 or 7 weeks, I mean, you're not going to come out with anything. You go on your party sprint. And equally so, this man is using a private jet on the expense of the taxpayer, the people that are hungry, and people not looking at that way. How if Liberia was a normal country, the legislature would now go for this guy impeachment because that violation of the Constitution of Liberia. Every movement the president made, the people have the right to know. They are the employer. They have the right to know. But not telling the people he's in the wrong. If we have a better legislature, this guy will be called a boy. They'll be talking about impeachment. You cannot leave the country without telling people where you're going, on the money you're going to use, what budget you run is. The Karen Day last said there were free private jet. One for the president made from private jet from the day he took office. So it's something, and they said, "Oh, that gift." If you use the word gift, the president of Liberia, I think a certain amount they're not supposed to receive as gift. So everything he
Everything value over 2,500.
Exactly. So private jet come to Liberia. How many members of his staff with him on that private jet goes to Morocco? From there, they go to Egypt. From Egypt, they fly to Paris. From Paris, they go to Qatar. From Qatar, back to Paris. Paris, then US. How much are they spending?
Rita.
But I mean, just as Paul said, we are really, as a nation, we further inside. We further inside to the extent where it's sad. It's sad because this is a man who came with a proper agenda. A proper agenda. And you see him using resources that is meant for the populace to his own benefit. And in terms of that too, he's going to the extent where he is conducting this I don't care attitude because I'm the CIC. Because for me, that's all I see. Every time Josh Weah, decision, he keeps making a decision that only benefits him, not Liberia, all Liberians. So it's sad. It's sad. It's sad, but it's to the extent where I don't even have words to describe, the feeling because our mothers took off their lapa. And he forgot that when a woman or a mother take her lapa off and let you walk on it, that is one of the highest recognition, meaning that, you know what? You will lead us. And we have just forgotten all that. So that is the thing. It's sad. It's sad. I will stop there because it really is sad. It really is sad.
Okay, I think let me just give my little input.
Linford, before you give your input, let's tell our viewer we've been having problem with our Facebook, and this was a test trial. We did one. They could kindly share the link in our viewer group. So but before Saturday, we should have this working. So kindly ask them to share it. So you can come in, Linford.
Okay. So viewers, you heard that. Just click the link, or you can just share the live straightly to your contacts. Send it in Messenger, send it in WhatsApp, send it in, or share it on your public page. But my little take on this whole issue about the president traveling and whether the travel will yield anything substantial. Now we're getting some news, and they are all coming from the CDC camp. that the president met with some business people from Hungary, and they made, I think, 5 million or some amount of money available, and then um, they're going to give a lot of scholarships and other things. Okay, these are things that we, as citizens of Liberia, whether opposition or ruling party, expect that if the president travel, like Orita said, if the husband travel and I mean he went to fishing, he's a fisherman, he went to fishing. What you expect is that he's going to bring different types of fish and small one, big ones, and when he's coming, everybody in the house is laughing. So that's what we will expect. But again, like Paul previously said, quoting Moluba Molu, who said the president indeed when he travels, sometimes he may not get something big, but something can always in a Liberian way drop. When something drops, when he comes, he takes it for himself. And that's his party chairman talking. Okay. So and the question as to whether he will bring something home, yeah, nobody has a yes answer or a no answer. Because and in fact, how will we know that he will get something? Because this is not the first 3 days.
So Linford,
Yeah.
he will carry something home because it's almost like I was in John Wulu school from kindergarten to 6th grade. And every year in 3rd grade, I kept feeding. And then one day the teacher got fed up with me, say, you sat in the class for over 4 years now, we need to promote you. So they then passed the little school card now. So they're taking something to Liberia, say, yeah, we finally passed the American school card. We're coming home with nothing. But they just promoted us to 4th grade now, so we beg you, we come. That's what they're gonna go home with. They have
Yeah.
nothing to carry home.
Okay.
And
But
that's
I would take, that MCC scorecard is a different whole thing to discuss.
yeah. So I'm just telling you, say what they'll carry. That's what they're gonna carry home with, and that's what they're gonna run with. They
Okay.
have
But then-
promoted
but
from
then
3rd grade to 4th grade.
Yeah, the next thing is there have been a lot of conspiracy theories, around the president's health. People say he's not in good health. He may be suffering from probably a kidney problem, some blah blah blah. And his own sedition, former deputy information minister, was yesterday, trying to play around the trip of the president, how long he's going to stay out, then try to tie it in with the reports of his bad health, then at the same time try to also tie it in with the missing boys. And if you can remember a long time ago when this missing boys issue came out, Costa was making some wild allegation that the president has bad kidneys. So these boys' kidneys would be or could be extracted to replace that of President Weah. And some French doctors were allegedly supposed to be in Liberia to perform that, but probably because of the time, at that time, the heat and all this kind of thing. So if you consider the president shuttling between France, Egypt, back to France, to Qatar, and then back to France, can some of these conspiracy theory try to sustain?
The thing is, Linford,
Mm.
I mean, I have to find the right word because I don't want to be misunderstood. In a society where you have a functioning democracy and functioning institution,
Mm-hmm.
we living in the outside world. It's like, even if this president is taking this trip due to medical, issues, that is something he should inform his citizen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not the thing where it's like, oh, you know what? I will do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I'm not obligated to you, the citizen, because this is how his whole presidency. This is how it been going on. So even if this trip include, his medical appointment, he should inform the Liberian people. Say, okay, due to my medical issue, I will be away for this long. Because a whole president staying away for like more than 4 weeks. You will watch, football game. I'm not saying watching a football game is wrong, but inform your citizen. You are living. It's like you say. It's like a mother and a father. You know the thing you're talking about, the fish. It's like the mother and the father leaving the house, turn the children. Oh, we're going out. Nobody is there to take care of the children. Who's going to cook for the children? Who's going to see to it that they are safe? But the mom and pa just leave the country. So, I mean, this thing is just. I'm still in shock. I can't believe it because
Orita just struck a good point that I almost forgot. We understand that the defense minister is with the president. One, the vice president is out of the country also. The president is out of the country. So these are key people. Okay,
exactly.
These are key people. Let's say because the president is a CRC, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. So let's say, I let me give extreme example. Extremity does not mean fight, but sometimes we got to be extreme in our examples. Let's say Sierra Leone, that our closest neighbor, that our good friend, and Guinea, they are good friend. We can't do bad things to each other. But let's say Sierra Leone and Liberia been having grudge for each other all the time. They want to fight. Our president go, defense minister go, the vice president go. So the people can say, yeah, but man, I think we now see loophole. Let's join in and create chaos. So you know how it's going to take, or how long it's going to take to put bits and pieces together to make sure that your defensive can be strong. Because the armed forces will be looking up there to the defense minister or the commanding general. Okay, the commanding general will be looking up to who? The chief, the CRC, okay, the chief in command. So none of them around. So you know what it will be like? It will be complete chaos. Let me just remind you. I was not in Liberia, but I heard a story that Taylor was not in Liberia one time, and there was something going on, and Benjamin Yeten had to come out and make certain statement that there will be military vibration. I was not there, so I don't remember that story well. But you see, so the point I'm trying to make is that when a command structure is literally absent, okay, anything could happen. Anything could happen. But again, Liberians have been, there. They don't want to go there anymore. So this is why the president said it, that he didn't do anything for Liberians, and they voted him, so he can do anything. He can treat them any kind of way. They'll stay voting.
And that's the beauty of democracy. See, sometimes democracy, people have to learn. You make the wrong choice, you live with it. You make the right choice, you live with it. That's democracy. So the people needed to learn the hard way in Liberia, especially the youth. They could not see no reasoning when people were telling them. Somebody who have now worked in their entire life, to even say work in McDonald's as say customer service, nothing got nothing to do with customer service, never worked in their entire life. The person who work was to run behind football. He became a superstar. And you took the whole country and give it to somebody who does not understand the economy of the country, who does not understand the function of the country, and say, take this country and deliver. He's not going to deliver. I'm not a carpenter. You take me, say, go be a carpenter, go face chair. What will you get from other men? I will take the hammer, I will take the nail, and I will do it all kind of way the way I want it. So Liberia deserves this. And I think it's good for the democracy in Liberia. It's our opinion. If they're going to make decision this time, they have to use their senses to, if the popularity, they're going to let them try again. Because based on popularity, this is what you get. It's somebody who cannot manage their own house, and you go give them country, it's in our country will be managed well. So the people came from day one. They said, this is our time. And when they use that word, this is our time, Liberian didn't grab it that this is our time to wreck this country to the bare bone. So they gave them the opportunity to steal. So if you give them a second chance, it's just like you see the horse here, they will rate everything, just the skeleton of the horse will remain. That's the kind of Liberia. So people need to open their eyes. And I like my own friend, my brother, the president. He has shown Liberians that you open your eyes, you put me in a thing, I didn't know it, so I don't care. That's why he will go in a musical studio, spend 6 months to make music, and he making Lion Man, he making Miss F, he making some kind of birthday music, because he have time on him, he doesn't know what to do. And the guys who supposed to do the job today just getting rich overnight. So that's what Liberia wanted, and they get it. The man violated the Constitution how many times? This one is a classic example, and the legislature there too been bought. So what can a Liberia do? So it's about time to just clean out the whole thing. If this were in Guinea or Sierra Leone or other country around Africa there, that's something else they will be thinking so. This can happen in Nigeria, it can happen in Ghana, only Liberia. Honestly.
It can happen in Burkina Faso either.
Only Liberia.
And this is something to with Liberians. It was day before yesterday on my way to work. I was thinking, I was on the train sitting and thinking I'm like, in Liberia, Liberians are good at giving people title that these individuals don't understand the meaning of. Title and big names that the individual does not even understand the function within that title or that name. Come from country giant. You know what country giant mean? And all of them go, oh, wisdom. You say somebody is wisdom, but the person, their interaction, the way they're going about, nothing that got to do with wisdom. It's not exhibiting nothing that got to do with wisdom, nothing that got to do with country giant. And sometimes I don't blame these, leaders or government officials. I blame the Liberian people. I mean, the fact is that some of them will not even call their own pa, their own money. Mama, you are hero. They will go call somebody that not even know the meaning of hero just because that person will put him in a pocket and get him, tell the small something here, take care of you. I said, no. And we gotta stop that thing. And it because of such mentality and such mindset that Liberia is so behind. But if you sit in and you got Liberians who are in Liberia, and when I'm speaking, I'm not looking down on Liberia, you understand? But this is the mentality in Liberia. A lot of Liberians in Liberia see their own personal development as development of the country. So that's why you see government officials when they ride like 500,000 cars, they build like mansions for them. They're like, the country is developed. But these are people that ride these same 5 million cars on a roll. When you ride such car, it's like you in a roller coaster. And sometimes I sit and think, I'm like, what is wrong with my brothers and sisters, my uncle? I mean, what type of mentality is that? And these same people, some of them, they will take weekend vacation to other African countries. They will take pictures in these people's country. And my thinking is like, but you don't think the same thing you can live it in Liberia? So, I mean, the thing is that Liberia gotta stop. Don't give me name that
let me get help you there.
Call me my name. You must stop calling me these names when I have accomplished things that are closer to that name. We gotta stop, we gotta start speaking to Liberian. And it gotta do with all ages, even the ones who are educated. Don't give people names that they cannot carry, that they don't know the meaning of.
Let me just help you a little bit, Orito. And this is from time immemorial with the people in government, people who work in government. from way back, like we say Charlie Kintan, it started a long time ago. The politicians in Liberia, they are special kind of politicians. You know, yesterday I had a podcast and I said something that our democratic system is structured, is well structured, our constitution is good, everything is good. But we, the political players, we bend the rules, we change it. But on paper, it's good. Now, you talk about people, giving people names, giving them some titles that they don't even deserve. It's all because the politicians, from time immemorial until present, have studied the mindset of the citizenry, and they know exactly what they want. Now, most of the politicians that were in the race 2017, when they lost, they went. Now you're going to see them surfacing again, coming back with a few dollars, T-shirts, and some old cars, pickups, and put in the street and say they are forming a party. Now, because that's how our people know politics to be. That's what they know. That if I'm running, when time comes, I come and give them what they want, and then they vote for me. Then when I go, I turn my back on them. And and you also can't blame our people, because this is, like I said, it's from time immemorial. It's structured like that. We make business, we do barter system. Orita want to run, okay, Orita gotta give me something. When I get that thing, I put it in my pocket, I vote for Orita, she's on my own. And this is where our Liberian people have been missing the mark. But let me tell you, if a child was born today and you turn this child face to the ground and the child remains face down until he becomes 20, 25, one day turn him up and tell him, oh, this is up and this is down. You will say, no, you know nose down. So now you're talking to people in Liberia, they get different attitude. I was talking to somebody very close to me that I respect, and the person tells me, yeah, your wife supporting coming that gay. And so I asked, it's a lady, by the way. I said, but anybody who come here has been intimate with any man like bro? No, but all the people say. And so the people say, then I said, okay, wait. Let's agree that everything is true. Yeah? I just want to help you, that everything is true. But yeah, you there, you always calling me to help you with money. If this gay man, quote unquote, comes and develop the country, you get job, you're working. At the end of the year, the month you take your pay, you buy your bag of rent, everything that you need. What does that have to do with me or anybody being gay? She said, but the people, they say, so we are so believing. You see, so these are the people you're dealing with. Okay? So they will call me, they will even call me angel once I can do something for them. So, and this is where Weah factor comes in. This is how we elected Weah, because we see him as this football icon, a big guy, popular guy. And what happened? Popularity fading, disappointment setting in, and all that kind of stuff. But let's read. I think, Paul, we need to read a couple of comments here. Okay, let me just start with one from Miata. Okay, Miata said, "Mipa, I will not even. I'm not even going to be professional with them. What is wrong with we are Liberian people? They can't even stand up for they and their beloved children. Sad." And this is true. Liberians,
So true, Miata.
yeah, Liberians. Again,
man.
again, it's hard to say. We've been there. Yeah, we've been standing up. As far as I can recall, we've been standing up since 1979 until now. We stood up, we crumbled to the ground, and then since we try to rise up, we don't want to stand up that kind of way. I think this is where Liberians have been very patient. So we got to understand that, because
no, I won't. I refuse to call that patient, Linford. I refuse, because this type of thinking, we have to understand it is causing, and it has caused a lot of, like you see, mothers. I'm a mother. Every mother loves their children. But for me, it would never come to mind that my daughter, I have a 21-year-old daughter, you understand? That when she reached the age of 15, just because, she started developing, you understand? And then I will come and say, they your uncle, he like you, or some kind of uncle will come. My wife. What I'm trying to say is that the mentality, because due to the fact that, as a mother, you will stay on the ring and some put an individual first. You vote for that individual. And then when that individual is in power, you turn around your daughter, your girl child. You will give that individual access to your girl child just for you to survive. When you elected that person to make life easier for you and your children. For me, it's time now because the thing we keep doing, we keep finding excuses. We keep finding excuses for our people. And Liberians are not stupid, but they are just so stuck in the thing. And every time we find excuse, so they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. They will excuse it and then they go back again. So for me, I keep telling even families and friends back in Liberia after 2023, a Liberian want popularity, a Liberian want sedu and wisdom. If they elect that, oh yeah. When they will be suffering under the popularity or the sedu, wisdom, I will not feel sorry for nobody. And trust me, I got people who we are blood related. I will not, because you see here, I'm a single mother by choice. When I'm voting for a leader here, I got 5 places: my children, health, school, my salary, my light bill, my internet bill, my rent. And if that leader promised me, I will see to it that 3 of those things will be beneficial to you. I vote for that person. I always get it. How can I want people in Liberia? These people will tell and say, oh yeah, we'll do that. And when the people come to power, nothing happened. Then they be saying, they say they will do this. They will do it, they didn't do it. And when these people are enjoying, they're sitting down there, suffering with their children, instead of them speaking up and say, we didn't put you in power for this. Lifa and Paul, you people know that in the Western world. Because we're not outside protesting, it doesn't mean that we are not protesting. We do it behind these computers and our phone. We do it there. And I know the technology hasn't come that far in Liberia yet, but we got to start finding excuses for people, because you know what? Our sons, our daughters, our brothers and sisters are suffering. And we got to speak for them now. Even if their own mind partner will not speak for them, we have to speak for them. Because of that, you will see a little girl who, she not even grow up yet. I was in Liberia under the CDC government. I wanted to cry. You will see babies with government officials. If you go to these clubs, they will come. These men will come in group with these young little girls, make them drunk. Within less than 30 minutes, they will make the little girls then drunk. They'll put it in car and then go. God knows what they're going to do. So we cannot just be sitting and be sugarcoating the fact now. To say, we can't talk about it. No, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it, and we must talk about it. Because it's affecting a whole generation. And not even the girls' children, the boys' children. No.
Okay, Paul. So the part about Liberians not standing up, what is your intake on that, or your input on that? Sorry. Are we lazy, or are we scary, or do we not know what to do?
Combination of both, lazy and scary. And what would I say? Some people will say because the 14 years of civil war, they don't want to get involved. But then sometimes when you've been abused, you forget about that civil war and do something. But if you're lazy to do it, so the combination of laziness and put it on the past, that's why getting supposed to suffer in Liberia.
But
Now,
let me stop you right there and remind you or remind all of us of something. We have something called a TRC report in Liberia that indicted people or that brought people's name forward, and those people are yet to be vindicated or brought down guilty, through or special or through any kind of code. But that thing is hanging over them. So at this point, even if I live for so else in a society and I want to stand up, maybe bring group of people together for us to do something, I'll always be afraid. I say, but there's some people who fought. And because in the war that came, it was necessary for some people to fight to redeem themselves. Okay. But then those people, at the end of the war, even the same people they were fighting for, look at them to be bad people that the class and said, so nobody wants to take the kind of responsibility anymore. So this is where the leaders look at. They say, no, these people, nobody will do anything because everybody's afraid.
no, not that Linford.
Hmm.
The country have been seized by a handful of bad guys.
Hmm.
And these bad guys, they run all the media institutions in Liberia. They don't educate the people on their rights. The bad guys maintain the status quo in Liberia. Anything that's going to be good, they fight hard to make it look bad. And that's the Liberia. So what they go out to do, you see, I'll give you a classic example. I got little business in Liberia. I got 10 person employed. And because I gave them regular salary every month, sometimes their children get sick. They come to me and say, oh, my daughter or my son sick. I take that child to hospital. They become loyal to me. So wherever I tell them, that's where they go with. So you have this situation in Liberia. The Sierra Island, the Benina Ure, they Prince Johnson, that murderer, they all have these things, and so people actually bow down to them. And these are people that are very influential. They are bad guys that seize that country. If anyone who want to change, these guys go, they send the German Shepherd out there to convince people, and then they give them money. Imagine you not have food. Somebody come and give you a bag of rest. They bar them off. So this is the situation the country faced with. The influence of the handful of bad people in our country. Now, I'll give you one classic example. This young man in the States that opened Spoon Network, for example, that have 3 radio stations. Instead of educating the people, he also bought into that thing by bringing a lot of confusion among the people. So when the people are confused, this is where they get. They don't know what direction to go. There's no more civic education in Liberia. So tell me, the people are confused. So the thing we can only do to put sense in them and say, no, this is the country should not go this way. That's what's happening. The country has been seized.
Okay, let's run through the comments quickly. Since Darlene Nelson was asking whether, I don't know whether her question comes from the background of doubt, that if anybody or any of us have seen the picture of President Weah in Egypt at the COP27 meeting. Well, I have not personally seen it. I know he went there, but citizens know who they are. By now, they should have been flying with a lot of pictures on the Facebook. But and let me tell you, citizens some of them are getting tired. But again, it's like when you dress your devil, you carry us out to the playground while all the other devil then dancing. Even if your devil not performing well, you're not beat it, you're not naked, so you just gotta stand by it and sing hard as you can until the play finish. So that's what they're doing now. Okay, so I don't know if Paul has seen any picture of President Weah at the summit or whatever.
The thing is, I have not seen any photo of that guy because anything regarding him, I just see as another nonsense that's going to come up because the people now willing to govern our country, honestly. So I really don't pay attention to them. Look, Eugene Namwe, my friend, one of the best liars in Liberia, he had to go on Spoon to go lie about their trip. So sometimes it just makes you say the information minister can't go, but they have to bring somebody else who good at lying to put the person in front of the talk. So you get the press secretary can speak. The information minister can, the deputy can speak. it have to be somebody in our government who is a chronic liar to be put in front to sell their ideas. And I don't really want to talk about it. It just makes me sick about those people. I think we need to transition on to the next topic because every time
But let's just go quickly.
behavior, it just drives me absolutely crazy.
Let's just go quickly through the messages here. Says Darren Nelson also asks, says, is he going? Oh, yeah, he's going to watch a football game with the situation in Liberia is very much wrong, especially when Liberia is not represented at a team or as a team. Yeah, you are right. But we gotta look at it two ways. Remember that Weah grew up in his young adult age in Europe. He knows the Western system where you gotta take care of your child. You gotta follow them, follow their activities and all these things. So the boy that Liberian, we are the Westerner. Okay, and Weah's son is an American. He was born in the West. So he has that duty as a father. I mean, Manuel's the president, as a father, to be proud enough to see his son play in a World Cup. So me, personally, I will give him this one. What if my son were playing basketball? I would like to see my son making shots and clap for him. Okay, so we gave this one to him. But my point here is, if we was to go see Timothy play, how long does it take from here to Qatar? It'll be 6, 7, 8 hours because I've been traveling from Liberia. It'll be 6, 7, 8 hours. I've been traveling to the Middle East most of the time. Okay, I'm usually transition. So he could be in Liberia and fly and see the game and come back instead of staying all that time.
Linford, don't make the guy feel. Everybody would love to see their child play in a World Cup in wherever sport. But if you're taking 7 weeks to leave the country and flying here and there, flying here and there, how long to go? How many games they're going to play?
But that's what I said. That's what I said. Paul. Maybe he didn't listen. I said he would have waited in Liberia if the game is tomorrow, just to overcome jet lag. 2 days, fly and go and sleep. The next day, you relax. Then in the evening, the game. I know you'll be playing the evening time. After the game, you can come back. But to go and spend all that time, I think this is where the people got problem with. But for him to go see his son.
The funny thing is to Linfa. I mean, it's like what and Darlene Nelson, what she commented. The fact is that you have a president who he's the president of Liberia.
Exactly.
His son is going to play in the World Cup, but his son is an American citizen. And this is a world.
But the father that Liberia, remember also that Liberia is going to get dual citizenship. So he's part of.
No.
But
we Liberia. That's the thing. I mean, I don't have anything against the fact, but the fact is that too is like, is he? I mean, doesn't he feel ashamed that, oh my God, I was world best, Europe best, Africa best. Liberia is not even.
My son not even playing for Liberia.
Yeah, and Liberia not even eat that.
No.
I'm leaving my people.
Let me tell you. I'll play it later. I will play for Weah. The thing is, okay, Orito, our children that were born here, they are not Liberians. Let's be frank. They are not Liberians. Okay?
They are Liberians. They are Liberians.
Why?
The English man the former coach, the English coach, all the children that were born here, that the children from the global team that he took to put together and made Liberia to be going somewhere, from the children came from this place. They in lower league. They are our own children. The fact is, a president who won the Ballon d'Or for Africa, if his son can't play for his own country, that is a problem. So don't give excuse in that one. He's the one supposed to make Liberia supposed to be up there. Yeah. If you don't do anything for Liberia, that's why Liberia
did not qualify. So
it matter. The fact is that his son refused to play for Liberia. What does that tell you? The man who won the world best, the African best from Liberia, his son refused to play for Liberia. What does that tell you? Isn't that what should be his number one priority? There's a music in Liberia, everybody get that area. That a man area. If his area, he can't take care of his area, then who will take care of that area? So
Okay,
don't
quickly,
get
let's move on. Quickly, let's move on. That Logan says Liberians are not stupid to elect President Weah. That is to re-elect him. Okay, Liberians are seeking for good governance, and they will elect Alexander Cummings. Yeah, I mean, that's what seems to be the right thing. But again, the people we're dealing with, our people, so it's a hard thing. One thing, looking at the good thing to do, or knowing the good thing and doing it are two different things. Okay, so we hope Liberians are not stupid this time around. And then quickly, let me stand up there. And Doreen Nelson also say in Liberia can stand up in peaceful protest. Instead of doing some hala, you can stand up peacefully, especially the civil service. You can go to work, boycott, just sit in the office, do not do anything. You're supposed to sign what people know. Don't sign anything you're supposed to do, do not do it.
Yeah, Linfa, let me come in. You know what? And Dolly Nelson wrote, the fact is that here, Liberian, I mean, I think it was you. I don't know if it was you or Paul that said earlier that, Liberians are trapped under these few, people who, but the fact is that how can you, as a mother, a father, you say, oh, I'm going to vote to better my children's future. And the person you vote for, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But you are quiet. But let a Liberian in their neighborhood, let somebody just steal one little dry fish from them. They will stone that person. Or somebody, a little gossip. Oh, that's when they will sit and be talking about, everything, the way things supposed to be. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. And I'm not even going to talk about the churches and the mosques where it's like, oh, God said. For me, as a Liberian, when I look at Liberian back home, I feel ashamed and I get angry. Because when you go to Liberia, when you travel to Liberia, there is not a Liberian that doesn't know every book and scripture, and verse in the Bible. But my thing is that you say, oh, God said. But you will read the Bible. You will know everything in the Bible. But then, what when it comes to your own life, you forget everything from the Bible?
Yeah, because they got love for individuals.
We shouldn't make excuses or live for. Like I keep telling my family members when they see me, I tell them, I'm not forcing people to vote for Mr. Cummings, but let's be fair. Mr. Cummings is the only alternative where all Liberians will enjoy their country in their own capacity and ability. And if you, as my family member, you vote for your wisdom, you vote for your popularity, when you're suffering under your wisdom and popularity, fasten, because when I wake up in the cold, in the darkness, the snow, my fasting are not taking to send to nobody. And I mean it. I have prayed. God is hearing me. If God will punish me, that is the punishment I will
take. Our time is fast, and we got one other heated debate to come on. So we'll spend the next 30 minutes on that one. But I think I was playing the devil's advocate. So Dolly Nelson is asking if I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. But again, this is it. The reality is there. I would definitely go to see my son play, but I will not spend all that time when the game will be only one day. And somebody in Maryland Moore is saying that she heard that Timothy got wounded, so he's not going to play at all. We hope he did not get wounded. Let him play. No, that's it. But guys, we've dwelt on this issue for long. The president staying away from the country for a very long time. All we can do is cry, like what we're doing, lament. But again, he's the president. He's the number one man. He told you that he didn't do anything for him. He doesn't care. You say vote for him. But Liberians, open your eye. Make sure that the mistake you made, do not blame you now. Do not blame yourself now. Do not contain yourself. Everybody can make mistakes. They say, first fool is not a fool. Okay? It's like you go, you fool a woman, you pregnant her. Then you run away, you deny the belly, you run away. Yeah, you fool her the first time, but she had love for you. But if that same woman away, you come back the second time, you lie to her again, you pregnant her, you run away. Then she had a baby. Then you go, you come back the third time, she say agree now, then she is the fool. Sorry to give that example, but The example is that first food is not a food, second, third, fourth foods are the food. Okay, so let's go to our next topic. We all have been hearing in the media, or we've seen that Joseph Newman Boakkai, stand-up bearer of the Unity Party and former vice president of Liberia, and former representative and Speaker of the House of Representatives in the 53rd National Legislature under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, have been at loggerhead, Edwin Snowe. Edwin Snowe was our guest panelist on his own show. I guess that was Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. And then the proper guest on our show was Mr. Amos Weah, the newly elected Secretary General of the Unity Party. And they were grilling Mr. Weah, and Mr. Weah were coming by. It was a heated debate. Anybody who watches it, they were hitting at each other. Mo Ali was there, as former Secretary General, and they were on and off. Then Edwin Snowe started to say some things, and Amos Weah came at him and used Edwin Snowe as example of people who hop from one political party to the other. That is, people who always want to go to the ruling party. And Amos Weah said that we have one example right here. For example, Senator Snowe, he's a political grasshopper, and this is where Snowe came from his shell. And Snowe said, yes, you call me political grasshopper. And I was in the MPP, then I came to the Unity Party, and then now I'm not a citizen, but I support President Weah for this election. So it became a heated debate. And then because Snowe was what should I say, infuriated or offended by that kind of example given or attributed to him, he tried to explain why he left the Unity Party. And his reason was that President Weah did actually help with some money when the former VP mother died. And then the former VP accepted the money, $2,500, not big money. And then I think we all know the story. And then something happened. When the 2017 campaign was heated, I think Snowe had gone to meet President Weah to support him. And then boom, President Weah was speaking, and he mentioned the money that he gave VP Boakkai for the death of his mother, sorry. And so the former vice president got mad, and he suspected, or he believes, that it was Snowe who set him up with President Weah. And so Snowe tried to explain that. And then Snowe, to back up his explanation and his reason why he left the CDC, he started to explain or show. He did not just explain, but he actually showed messages that they exchanged, how Ambassador Boakkai was mad at him and blamed him for what happened. So I think Paul has a clip. Paul, if you're ready, just let us know. We can roll it.
Looking for times. Let me search. There are little.
Yeah, or you can make your comment and why you trying to find it.
Yeah, let me see if it's there.
Hi Eddie, I hear you are in town.
No, not that one.
Merry Christmas, right. Uncle Joe. Edwin, go ahead. You can read it, sir.
Okay. So he comes by now and say he didn't know that what the president did for his mother-in-law was for public, whatever. And then he comes back and then he says, sorry, I mean, the screen is very small. So he comes back and said, but there's a straw that breaks the camel's back. You use Weah to disgrace me, but you will pay for it. Okay, listen, this is a text from the vice president of Liberia, former vice president. You use Weah to disgrace me, but you will pay for it. I was shocked.
Well, let me see that.
I said, Uncle Joe, is this text really intended for me? What did I do? Then he said, you set me up. So because the president had gone up to have a press conference and explain everything he had done for this vice president, and the vice president supporting the protest, he's not blaming me for it. So Jim, go up, Snowe, go up.
No, but wait, let read it for what he said. So Edwin, you always say I don't trust you. Now you have drawn the straw that broke the camel's back. You use Weah to disgrace us, but you will pay for this. Wow.
Now, the first thing I did now, I
is this
reflected what he did with
for
Dr.
me,
Collie
Uncle Joe?
already.
What did I do? He said you set me up.
So go up.
Edwin, can I move on, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just let me know which one is the second one. Is this it?
Go. We can't do that one yet. Come back down. Go back. No, instead I'm saying more than that.
Yeah, we're bringing it up. I just want you to tell me.
Okay, cool. Right there. So
Okay.
I asked him.
No, that's one you responding to.
Yeah, but go back.
But go ahead. Read what we have. Read what you have.
Which one?
No, but you can read them all. I understand what you
read the one.
That's how the message came, all right?
Okay.
House in his yard during the interview means I supported his comments towards you.
Exactly. That's the second one.
This is extremely sad and most unfortunately. May God judge all of our actions, compliments of the season, Uncle Joe. So that Uncle Joe talking God might judge all of you.
No, that me. I come in.
No, that Edwin Snowe.
Oh, that you talking.
How did I set you up? Uncle Joe, the president spoke of the vehicles he gave you. He spoke about your medical bills on the road. He spoke of other things he had done for you, and of course, his assistance towards grandma's funeral. Other than grandma's funeral was a part of any of the other interventions he made.
Wow.
So that's piece of the clip from Edwin Snowe. That's the revolution that he said that the vice president is somebody that can keep malice. And he went on to explain another story about some Dr. Collie. When he was 2 years old, something happened between Dr. Collie's father and the vice president. I'm looking for that clip while you're floating. Let me see if I can get hold of it. It's very important. I will talk about it.
But like on this clip that we just saw, and I've heard a lot on the internet, especially from Unity Party people who try to defend this thing that Snowe does not keep secret. Now, this I want to believe was around 2017, 2018 period. Now, how long has it been? 4 years from 2017 to now. That would be like 5 years. Okay. Now, tell me, if Snowe really wanted to come to public glare with this thing, he would have published it a long time, even though he said all members of the family, including his children and wife, everybody he has shared it with them. But this is the first time I'm hearing about it. And I believe that Snowe kept this thing. He didn't want to just, move on with the former vice president like that. But Snowe having been pushed to the wall by Amos Tuer. And then he had to come back to clarify. We all heard him. Okay. And then he did not just make a verbal accusation. He didn't say the VP said. He published the exchange. So then, why is it that the VP is taking so long to come out to refute or to come with other text messages between he and Snowe that will refute the allegation that Snowe is making? And people are saying that Snowe did not keep confidence. So, for me, this is a threat. I remember when we were kids. I had a podcast yesterday on this thing. I remember when we were kids, boys growing up. We would go play, and then, you'll start forcing. Then somebody will draw the line and say, my man, when you put your foot behind the line, you not cause your man. Of course, the man will not cause your man, but by the time you put your foot there, you say, man, put your foot there, you'll see what will happen to you. It's a threat. It means that there will be consequence if you put your foot across that line. You see? So, looking at the status of this person, former vice president, he has served in government for several years. And in the past election, according to them, they won with 450,000 votes. And all those 450,000 votes that they won with, among them, you get criminals, you got murderers, possible murderers, would-be killers, all kinds of people, okay? Because nobody knows the heart of other people. So if their boss can promise somebody that this thing you did, you will see, you will pay for it. Can you imagine? So some of the followers could say, okay, yeah, our boss followed you. And under the call of darkness, anything could happen. I'm just looking at possibilities, depending on looking at the status of this person. The person that, if if it was just one John Brown or one Yapalo that told Eddie Snowe, say, my man, nothing day you see, they say, well, look at all of man. Man, you move, man. But a former vice president with all these people behind him, for me, it would be concerning. Eddie Snowe even did what I kept it for long. I will put out the thing there. Orita?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Linfa. And I keep, every day that goes by, I keep asking myself, okay, people say, oh, and Papa JMB, he's a man of wisdom. But I'm not seeing anything that is connected to wisdom, to that Papa. Because the thing is that, for me, a man with wisdom, after what it did with the court case, you do something like that. So let Papa take a side. You understand? Mr. Cummings is JMB brother. You will do something like to your brother. And then you just sit down like nothing happened. And this is the same Papa for 12 years. I will keep saying this. I'm not defending my Ellen, but the fact is that woman, she told that man on her back for good 12 years. Good 12 years when people were like tearing her apart. He sat there, even though in his head, he said, oh, Ellen was doing this, things she was doing wasn't good. But he didn't speak up once. But when he wanted to become president, oh, Ellen's the bad person. And the attitude JMB is exhibiting is so common in the Liberian society. Where is that? When some people, they want something from you, that's where you see the humanity. Or if they want to like take something from you, destroy you, you will see the humanity in the beginning. And once they have, acquired that, they will flip like they don't even know you. So for me, I don't see nothing that got to do with wisdom with the Papa. And like you're saying, if it was me, Snow kept that, I was going to publish that the same day, because that is a threat. That is a threat. And we shouldn't forget the fact that in the African culture, the person might not come and harm you physically, but they got other ways to make you pay. That is a threat. And hearing about, because, I think it was you sent it to me, hearing about, the other, man who, when he was 2 years old, just because something happened between he and JMB father, and JMB kept that towards that person. That is, for me, that is evilness.
Yeah, and he called this man.
That have nothing to do with wisdom.
He called this man after several years, more than 50 years. He called this man and showed him, this is what happened between your father and me. Can you imagine? Paul, you want to come in? You want to chip in on that, or did you find the video?
That video is somewhere. There are a lot of video here. So
okay, but then let me play one video. Then you can come in, Paul. I know you will like this one. Let me see if there are 2 videos there, but let me see which one is. If it's not a red one, I will
wait.
Not going to change. Joe Boakkai has no fresh ideas. Joe Boakkai is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
The old man, perhaps a lot of people don't know him, but some of our privileged to meet him. Not once, not twice, but many times. And a lot of my childhood friends from down Jalatan, they work directly with him, so I have access to him. Amara Connor said something after the election that JMB has 17 counts against Ellen. The woman that brought him to providence, 17 count. All right. The thing he did to Snowe, that is a threat. It was the same GMB that expelled Eddie from the party. The same GMB said Cummings did not endorse him in the second round. And because of that, he had that grudge against Cummings. So he had to go to court to testify. So what does that tell you about this man who wants to lead our country? That when somebody cross my path, you will pay for it. And somebody of his stature to tell you, say you pay for it, that is a serious threat to the highest level. Now, he may share that with somebody, say, you go for that man. Liberia state security situation in Liberia is still not stable. So if somebody tell you, say you pay for it in a Liberian way, in which way? We know a lot of people got poison in Liberia when they're sitting down. That way, if you go to Liberia and drinking alcohol, you got to pull cloth to it. You don't leave your body because you don't know who coming after you. So this guy tell you, say you pay for it, honor, which means that you pay for it. He can just whisper in one of his lawyer supporter ear, y'all go for him. That's Liberia. And Snowe was right to bring this up because this is the man that want to lead a country that hold malice against people for 50 years. He heard a thing about Dr. Cody Father, the man who was 2 years old, the thing that happened between that, and he still brought it up after 50 years. That kind of person cannot be trusted with power in Liberia. And that's the truth.
And you know, like I said before, and then Orito re-echo, the status, you know, if that just, and the people, I was in conversation with some people, ANC people that you people running with this thing, and GMB did not threaten it, man. So I asked the guy, I said, the comment was not made at a birthday party where people were sitting down and drinking to say they were in a happy mood. The comment was not made on the football field. It was not a group of guys standing and talking with their hands in their pocket or laughing, cheering, joke. The comment was not made like, you know, my man, oh, you carry man, you know, publicly that people will hear. The comment was made when somebody felt dissatisfied and registered his disappointment in somebody. And the person in whom he was disappointed was the person he told that they will have a consequence to pay. So what more is threat? I mean, threat does not mean you should see me with a gun pointing it to you. No. In fact, that's an action. That's action. If I take a gun pointing it to you, I'm not threatening you. I'm ready to do it. But where I tell you, and this is the most dangerous one. Because if you see me with a gun, you can run away. You see me with a knife, you have the right to run away or to protect yourself. But where I tell you, you will pay. You don't know when. You don't know how. You don't know who will pay you. You don't know where. It's dangerous. And so I think, to be frank, no. Snowe is my friend for long. But I'm not saying this to say I'm backing Snowe. No. It could happen to anybody. What if it was Snowe who told JMB that? Knowing that Snowe also working in the government and Snowe is a man, he's not a baby. And VP, Boakkai is he's been former VP. And then somebody tell him that kind of thing. You think you will take it lightly? In fact, he would have kept it engraved on a stone that the whole generation will see it because he can keep record between him and somebody for 50 years and show it to the president's son. I think Paul said it right thing. What if this old man becomes president? All the people that he have been having problem with, Ellie might not be able to live in Liberia, Snowe might not be able to live in Liberia, and scores of people whose own we have not heard. And then the whole thing about it is when Snowe made this allegation, Snowe did not quote him. Snowe show rating document. So I don't see where people are saying that Snowe cannot keep secret. What secret want the man to keep? Let JMB come out and say they may lie. Then we'll know who's wrong or who's right.
No, Linford, you're right, because before we talk, this is the same GMB that had the CPP framework document. I said the only one he saw was in color. But when it's black and white, the thing are rating downward black and white because the paper is not color, so he could not recognize it. This man cannot be trusted with anything in Liberia, and that's the bottom line of all of this. If somebody who read documents say, oh, the paper I read was blue, but now because it's printed black and white, the wording is same, but because it's in blue, white paper is not blue, so I don't think this is, what sort of person is that? So this guy been like that for years. He been like that for years. And many people, look, the story go back in the 80s when we were kids. There was an old man used to be with Doe called Kekula Koto.
Yeah.
Kekula Koto said something about GMB back then. And people overlook what Doe wanted to pick him as a running mate in the 1985 election. But it was Kekula Koto that said, no, this man not a good man, so don't pick him, don't never pick. And you see, George Bush still living today. He knows that story. He was the presidential affairs minister at the time. Kekula Koto blocked this man because he knew him to like a ABC, but people did not pick that up. And what Kekula Koto said to Doe, which is out there, people, that this man he's not even a Liberian to start with. He came to Liberia at the age of 7 when he crossed the border. So most time you ask people from Lufaka, y'all know this man simply, they can't say. That's the bottom line of the whole thing.
And
people
the next time he walked from Lufa to Monrovia, he had good.
Yeah, man. No, but
and the money he made out of Liberia, they may get heavy investment in Freetown. And that's the truth. That man is a corny character. People may like it or may not like it, but this is the truth of this man.
Okay, let me ask a final question. Then we can close. We have only 5 more minutes. The final question here is, do you think this thing between he and Snowe can have some rippling effect on his campaign, on his election? Because people will begin to, I know, United Party people will want to make it appear as if it's not serious. But some people begin to, like we are, evaluating it now. Some people start thinking, you think that man with all this record that can keep things against people, he becomes president, what will happen? You think it will have any rippling effect on his campaign?
It should have, because what happened, he was the same man going behind George Weah, said the man can keep malice about his friend. He can't even talk to his own cousin, Salisa. But this is the very man too, telling Snowe, you will pay for what you did. And Snowe did nothing. That's the thing is, because George Weah now went and paid for his medical that he did pacemaker that nobody knew about, because he got George Weah angry. George Weah won ELBS and said that man, I gave him money to pay to do pacemaker that got him so angry. He thought that Snowe now exposed the secret to the media, so he went after Snowe. So he built something already that the hate he had for Snowe, he decided, no, son, whatever you do, you pay for this. Whatever means, I will eliminate you, because in Liberian world, that's what he meant. When a man from a higher seat, he say you pay for it, it's your left. You don't take it like that. And Snowe did the right thing. So Liberians now will get to know this man. He keep malice of people. He cannot be trusted with power. Just how they say Eddie can forgive, the man too cannot forgive. We pass that stage. It's about time that people who can unify the country take over that country. And that's how I see it, and that's my opinion.
No, but and the thing for me, I was really excited when JMB took over during the former CPP, because I said, oh, finally, we will see, leadership, from him, but not even that. And upon that, that man sat there and planned and connived with some other people to destroy another man's heart and reputation. And to this day, he pretends that, oh, I didn't do nothing. That is a dangerous papier. I'm sorry, that is a dangerous papier. Because if that man can do things like this, he don't have power yet. Go put power in him. And that's one thing I will say this publicly. I'm not saying, oh, Eileen is injured, but as a woman, I understand why Eileen, she had him, the place she packed him. Since he said she packed him because she knew that this man, I cannot trust him. And as a woman, when a woman do that, for that, I would tell Eileen, I understand you, Omar.
That's a good point, Rito. Let me tell you one thing. You think? I mean, let's give it to Ellen. Ellen has been in the political corridor for years. Ellen had wanted to be president for years, and she finally became. And she took her time and invested it in taking Joe Boakkai to be her vice president. You think Ellen will be so, let me use a Liberian way, Bele, that after she and Joe Boakkai now win, that they man who she put so much in, she will taking and putting aside for nothing? No, something happened. This old man, and you know the stories will come out. Go if you put a hand in Ellen through now, the way they put a hand in Snowe through, Ellen will come out. Ellen will talk. Why King Ellen didn't support this old man against Weah? Because Ellen would have wanted her legacy to live. When she started, she would have wanted the vice president to continue it. So that, but she saw it, that this man is up to no good. Yeah. But again, like I said, the stories will come out. Between now and 2023, until the last ballot paper is counted, and then the results announced, and then we know who now is president, there will be a lot of things. There will be political boxing, bloody noses will be all around here. We'll hear some of the story we know here. I'll urge all of you to go and listen to Eugene Fangon. Some of the things he started saying now, some of the things that we would not have known. Okay? So, things will happen. Things will happen. And there will be strange things. People will hop. Yeah? Names that will come from other places crossing carpet. You will not believe it. But I think it's been a good time. It's actually 10 o'clock from my end. And we didn't know that we could have come this far because
before you end on our note, Linford, let me just say something. You see, it's on the old man. And to be honest, when you reach certain age, that age, when you reach, this is where you sit with your grandchildren, you be on your farm and enjoy the beauty, your fruit from your grandchildren. The fact is, this man came out and said, love Liberia, think Liberia, and do this Liberia and build Liberia. If he honestly loved Liberia, this is the time that he showed the love to that country and pick somebody here and say, look, I have my time, I have a moment, I'm a pensioner now, you're going to take care of this country. That is the love of a country. But this man does not love Liberia. That's why at the age he going to 90, he's still running behind something. For what he didn't do 50 years ago, that one he'll do 90 years, sorry. He does not love Liberia. It's about time that people come out like West Snowe did to show the true color of this man so he can pack his bed and go on a farm and be with his grandchildren. I'll close on that note.
Orita.
No, I agree with Paul, because at one point, if a leader, proclaim to love Liberia, you have to conduct this. I mean, you have to sacrifice certain things. But in this case, Papa JMB, he's not in it for Liberia. He's in it to secure he and his children and his family and a few friends' future, but not Liberia, not Liberians' future. I mean, nobody can convince me that Papa JMB cares about Liberia. No. Because if he did, you're trying to tell me 12 years. You say you were parked and you say, oh, Ellen she was so bad, corruption was so active on her leadership. And you say you care about Liberian people. You didn't even voice it small to say, hey, Ellen, what are you doing? You don't have to go in detail, just that. But you enjoy for 12 good years. Even the time he was vice president, one of his sons became an artist. I know Tantan or Tantan. Our country money was working in all places. So, no, that meant the Papa is not for Liberia, man. That Papa is just in it for himself.
Yes, and I will just recap what you said. And if this old man loves the country, he should be the political, quote-unquote, political wise man, to be the one that will be telling people who want to make mistakes, say, look, son, can't sit down here. Sit down here. You're supposed to do it this way and not this way. But the old man is, number one, the Liberian way, Abu, for power until he becomes president. They said President Joe Boakkai, he will not rest. Even if he's sick, lying down on the sick bed, they will still drag his sick bed from the hospital and carry to go for him to go vote. So this is that what we call love for country. Nelson Mandela went to jail for 27 years. When he came back, when his term was over, he left. Okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us say thank you for watching us. Without you, we cannot be here. We're sorry for the technical hitches that we had earlier on, but we'll be here, like Paul said, on Saturday. We're working on it, and we hope that things will be okay. But those of you that stuck with us, we want to say thank you. This is how we'd like to close the curtain on this one. Paul,
yeah,
I know you want to play something.
Well, the thing is, since that my good friend Eugene Fagon has been on the government back lately, and his music has been kind of, it's been selling a lot in the UK here. So I just want to play the #1 hit in the Liberia community in the UK. So to our followers, it was good that we have you here. Continue to be with us. The platform is still growing, and we're looking to have somebody big on Saturday here. So on this note, I will say good night and listen to the #1 hit in the UK.
I cannot get me for late here to drive for the $7,000 car. Now what you will camping for? That's stupid. That is what camping for your stepson to wash a car. With Weah shopping, 350 US. That means you will camping. That is what camping for you like to eat lobster and he's showing his baby chicken and driving at the $8,000 car. That means you will camping. That is what camping for Janako to be controller general. Why a web that this is boss. That means you will camping. That is what camping for Bessie Yeke to be head of place. Why a web that one of the people want to NASCAR. That means you will camping. That is what camping for Emma Castro to be the head of NAFA. While husband is a consultant to Marita. That means you will camping. Oh, that means what camping for family investing. I'm not going into detail. That's stupid. That means what camping.